Thrill-seeking teachers in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
What up?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Thrill-seeking Teachers. And of course, I'm Dave.
And I'm William Anthony.
Oh, did you really say that? Did you really say that?
I gave my whole government.
Oh, no, that's not good.
No.
I might beep that part.
I don't care. Leave it in there.
Oh, my. Well, welcome to another spellbinding episode of Thrill Seeking Teachers. Of course, this is made for no adults, so there might be some
Beep.
shits and F's and
Beep.
all these things.
Beep.
So please be mindful of the conversation. Poop,
Yeah.
poop, poop, poop. But first off, I wanted to talk about being teachers because we're thrill-seeking teachers. And then I'm going to let Will kind of steer the conversation to the thrill-seeking side of the news and stuff. So again, this is our podcast. And we are uploading a lot more now. We do vlogs, we do podcasts, we do ride reviews. We actually did our first ride review. So if you could go and check out that video on Alpen's Furia, Canada's Wonderland, that was a really cool, little detailed thing that we did on rides, and if we should do more, what ride should we do next? We always welcome your comments, your ideas, and all of that. Please email us, Will and Dave 2018 at gmail.com, and just email us, let us know. And actually put in the comments, what other rides should we kind of do a deep dive on? So we've been doing that. We
can do deep dives on parks.
Oh, yeah.
Been to, aside from vlogging.
Yes.
We can do
so
deep dives on parks.
We've done a lot of parks and everything. And so we want to start getting more into stuff and start giving some more content. So we would love to hear from you. But first, let's talk about us
how
being
the weeks
teachers.
Went down.
Oh my goodness, we've been now. This is the 5th week of school. I think it's the 5th week of school.
Just over a month.
Yeah, and it's hard.
The children are childrening.
It is hard. And Will had an incident at his school.
I'm not going to get into that.
His room got
it's
messed up.
This has been the most challenging that it's been since I've been at my school. And my school is one of the better schools in my school district.
Mm-hmm. Mine's too, actually.
So it's just been a little unusual. And this week in particular was tiring because for whatever reasons we keep choosing to have parent-teacher night in the middle of the week,
which is hard because
usually on a Thursday.
Yeah,
it's always actually been on a Thursday, and
always.
Then it's such a long day. By the time you get home,
it's like 8 o'clock.
It's 8, 9 o'clock, and all you have time to do is eat and go to bed. So you can't really
and then get up.
It's hard to decompress the way you want to with these events. So I never look forward to it. I say every year I'm not going to go, and then I end up going, and
Well, I think even though we're at progressively the better schools in our district, even then though we're still exhausted, and I think every year is getting a lot more hard to keep up. Because we gotta keep smiling, keep going, everything's fine, and I
don't fake it. They know when I'm upset and not feeling it. I'm not.
I'm more so of the smile and keep chugging along.
No, y'all are playing. It sucks. Fix it.
Fix it. Okay. So
no, I've never been that educator.
Yeah.
Ever. I can't. When I'm
we have different styles.
When I'm smiling, you've really earned it.
Right.
You know, that's just not my style. That's not my personality.
Well, for me, I think, being this is my 21st year teaching, over the years, I've felt a little bit that kids have been kind of getting a little bit tougher over the years to deal with, but we still keep going because we want to fund our lifestyle, which is thrill seeking.
And it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap. Look, we want to get our subscribers up because it is hard out here, and we want to.
It's hard out here for.
Oh, go ahead. Say, look, he's like, yeah. Look, we about.
Y'all remember that song?
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. They're not.
Hustle and Flow, good movie.
Hustle and Flow, good movie. Check it out. But what we're going to do is talk about some topics, topics in the news. Some of it's sad. I'm gonna let Will steer the conversation because he's the one that's been doing a lot of the research.
So I want to go ahead and get the tragic out of the way. Mm-hmm. Of course he comes.
No, why did? Okay, wait. Stop. Pause. Our dog Rico just came over, so you might actually see him.
And I told him to stay where he was.
Yeah, but I think when you said like it's a somber moment, and then you started laughing, I was like, oh no. Okay, he wasn't laughing at the situation. Okay, so just.
Yeah. There has been a tragedy in the industry. There was a tragedy a few months ago at another American theme park, but this one happened at Universal's newest park, the Epic Universe. That it's still in its inaugural season. It opened to the public May of this year on the roller coaster Stardust Racers, May 17th. Which was this Wednesday, a young man by the name of, his name is Kevin Rodriguez Zavala. He was 32 years old. When the train returned to the station, he was found unresponsive. And they made every attempt to resuscitate him, and he was eventually taken to the hospital where he was announced dead. Obviously, this is...
Condolences.
Yes, it's very hard for the family. It's very hard for the people that witnessed him. Those of you that don't know, roller coaster trains, they're typically pretty close. So whoever he was with, I think it said in the report he was with his girlfriend of many years. Yeah. She was in the car right next to him. So she was panicking, according to some reports, which is conjecture because it's not confirmed.
Yeah.
But for everyone that witnessed it, for the ride operators, for the people that were in the standby line, it's, you go to these parks and it's been, all of these incidents have been getting such national attention because the reality is this: you go to places like Disney, Universal, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, Cedar Point to escape your day-to-day. And
vacation.
To escape your day-to-day, go for vacation for various reasons, and you usually expect to come back home. And in this case, he didn't, and it's very unfortunate. It is so those of you that don't know, I want to tell you a little bit about the tiers of roller coaster and how it relates to this. Roller coasters are typically tiered from low intensity to the most extreme levels of intensity. And on paper, Stardust is up there because it has multiple launches. The manufacturer is Mock Rides, which they have two rides at that park in particular, Stardust Racers and Curse of the Werewolf. It's a spinning family coasters. It looks really fun. But as of today, Saturday, this is still under investigation. The only thing we do know is that the passenger who is the deceased, he was paraplegic. We do know that his cause of death was multiple blunt force trauma. If you don't know what that means, I can give you an example. I'm coming out of my bathtub, I trip and fall and hit my head on the sink. That's a blunt force trauma. So we know he passed away from blunt force trauma, and we know that it was on a roller coaster.
We still don't know from the autopsy exactly how he was hit, or if he was also, if medication or his condition, pre-existing condition, had a factor.
Yeah. One thing I do know, having dealt with a paraplegic family member, is that they tend to be prone to various conditions, a lot of them being circulatory. And when you're putting your body through multiple G-forces, you know, and if you're paraplegic and you're prone to circulatory conditions, I'm not saying that he was or is. Because I don't know. But I know from dealing with family members that, you know, that my aunt, she suffered from paraplegia, and she had circulatory conditions, all types of conditions prior to her passing. So, you know, these high intensity roller coasters are not for the faint of heart. That's why when you ride them,
they put multiple warnings.
They put multiple warnings. There's rumors that the ride operators had to help them onto the ride vehicle. My stance is, if you can't put yourself on it, you shouldn't ride it.
Right. And again,
but then that's conjecture. That's conjecture.
Still rumors.
We don't know. I mean, that's from someone who's since surfaced, because, you know, people are going to surface all of a sudden on TikTok and X. I was on the ride with them. Yeah. And I saw the ride operators, you know, they had to load them onto the train.
Well, all of that reasoning, because they're having all of these people that are just popping up and making all these TikToks, because with this ride, they have all the passengers put their cell phones, things like that, in lockers. So really, we don't have actual video of the encounter or a place. So every time people are just coming up and saying, I was on a ride, I was on this, I was there, I was on the next train. So it's kind of just trying to make these people, you know, famous. Yeah. Basically.
I do want to add on to what Dave said. Actually, high intensity roller coasters, a lot of them do require for you to stow everything away from your pockets. You look at parks like Cedar Point, Hershey. They don't allow loose articles on their high intensity rides. So that is very common. It's not just a universal thing. It doesn't happen at Disney because it doesn't have to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to happen at Disney. But when you have high intensity attractions, you can't have loose articles. They do go through metal detection at Stardust. They do have innovative locker systems, but it's everything we know and everything you've heard, except the facts that he was 32, he was paraplegic, and he passed away from blunt force trauma. That is all we know.
Right.
People are coming up with all types of stories, hyperbole and hypotheses.
So it's a lot. It's not. I mean, I don't think I like the fact that these people are just coming out and saying I was on the ride or I was across from the ride and this and the other. And all it is stoking the rumors instead of real facts. And, you know, for me, really, I just kind of got annoyed, to be quite fucking honest. I'm sorry, I got annoyed and upset because it was kind of just like, oh, okay, I was there. I had big tall tales. One of these guys made like 10 videos talking about update, like
something
they know.
Italiano.
It was just kind of annoying as hell. Yeah. And
it was more glorifying his experience than the deceased.
Right. It was basically to get his, you know, social media
and another thing
up.
That he said that kind of pissed me off was how unprofessional the ride operators were. Keep in mind, guys,
These are fucking teenagers.
They're late teen, early 20 young people
They're not
that are in
trained
college. You can have training all day until you're actually faced with something like that. I think they did the best they could.
They could at that time.
Given the circumstances.
Well,
because here's the thing. These things are not common. IAAPA, which is the Amusement Association. I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's a big company.
I'm supposed to research it. What do you research? Look, all this research.
I forgot this.
So
IAAPA is the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. Mm-hmm. They're the largest global trade association for the attractions industry.
We don't need the whole.
In the entire world. They have their regional conferences all over the world. The next one's in Orlando.
And we talked about this in our last podcast.
But the CEO of IAAPA, they did reach out to him, and he did make several statements. He said that he talked about roller coaster ride safety, how these chances of something happening fatally on a roller coaster, like 1 to 100 million or something. And let's look at Mach, for example. I want to give you all a little bit, because these manufacturers are, especially Mach, they're the oldest in the world. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mach is the oldest continuously operating amusement ride manufacturer on Earth. They are traced back to the late 1800s. No, the late 18th century, I'm sorry. So the late 1700s, when in Europe, they started making buggies and attractions for circuses, which were becoming popular at that time. And they made their first roller coaster in 1920, so over 100 years ago. So Mach is a family-owned business. It's been run by the Mach family for dozens of generations at this point. They made their first roller coaster over 100 years ago, and they haven't had an incident with any of their rides since 2006. Mm-hmm. And there were some injuries involved. It was at a park called Alton Towers. It's in the United Kingdom. But they have one of the, if not the best track records for amusement ride safety on Earth. I mean, they've practically invented the roller coaster. So this is not some little mom and pop organization that just spouted up and became popular a few years ago, like RMC. No shade, because RMC is excellent, but they don't have the track record and the years and the experience of like a Mach or PTC, Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters, that have been making rides for hundreds of years, over 100 years.
Okay.
But the Mach family is participating in the investigation. They actually are in Florida.
Well, I mean, I want you to go through the facts of the case so I could get to my opinions of the case, because I'm kind of just waiting for the opinion.
The only facts is everything I presented. He was 32.
Okay.
He was paraplegic. He came back on the ride platform unresponsive, and his death was deemed accidental blunt force trauma.
And we don't know.
There was a laceration. No one said where the laceration was.
Yeah, we don't know yet. I mean, they haven't actually really investigated. There's no firsthand account, where we can see a camera as to what actually occurred. So I think all this talking about the rumor is just stoking up the fire.
Do you think, considering Mach's history and its track record, that the ride itself, the ride vehicle, had some sort of a failure?
No, I do not think that ride had a failure. In my actual opinion, and again, I'm not trying to, I always try to say this, especially because of the tragedy that happened. And I do not want to minimize the tragedy that happened. I do, however, feel that there needs to be something done about the fact that ADA does not mean that you should be able to ride everything and do everything. There is a disability because you are not able to do some things. That's why you have a disability. I have asthma. There are certain things that is going to be a lot harder or not for me to be able to do because of said condition. I think there needs to be some sort of personal responsibility, one.
Of course.
There needs to be some personal responsibility for the amusement parks of the world to start managing who we just say can just ride a top thrill ride that has the potential for people that have circulatory or heart conditions, pregnant, because it says it on
it's on the disclaimer.
It's on the disclaimer of the rides.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of just take this ADA thing and just hand it out like candy. We hand it out and say, and there's a potential that you are going to get people. I know there was a video of, someone in their 80s, like early 90s, riding Top Thrill 2. I'm not saying...
he wasn't a fan of that at all.
I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to be ageist. I'm not trying to say anything. If there was something that happened to that lady on that ride, if somehow she had a episode, whose fault would it have been?
Her family probably would have sued the park.
Right. And what everybody is saying is the family's now going to sue the park and this and the other. The problem is, one, in the court of law, there was warnings. There is extreme warnings for extreme rides. And should you have been early 90s, maybe having a...
Can I interject?
Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Maybe having a circulatory condition. Should she have been on that kind of a ride, knowing that kind of a risk? And should it be the park's fault if something was to happen? Because sometimes we want to push the envelope knowing that something might happen. And then when it does happen, who's at fault? And I just think sometimes we need to also understand that we can't always do everything and not understand that there might be something on the other side involved. And I'll let you go ahead and interject.
I just interjected because you said court. For the handful of incidents that have happened with regards to roller coaster injuries, they've traditionally settled outside of court. However, there is pending litigation that is going to court next month with Six Flags Magic Mountain and that person who supposedly passed away from an aneurysm on X2. So surprisingly, that is actually going to a jury trial. So I guess Six Flags, we don't want to give you anything.
Right. Sometimes the parks will just say, here's a settlement. And you know what? Sometimes they just do that. They
usually just settle.
Because they settle not because they say there's any kind of fault or anything. They just want to just move on and they have the money.
And I think if it came to that, considering how deep Comcast and Universal's pockets are, I think they would say.
I mean, as a drop in a bucket for them.
Who knows
what they'll do?
What's going to come to? But I don't know. I do know.
Will they sue Florida? I don't think they. If they
sue Florida.
Well, because they're the ones that have that regulation that allowed him. Because usually, in other states, a paraplegic, rumor was that they had to put him on the ride. The ride operators are not supposed to.
They're not supposed to do that.
They're not supposed to put people on the ride. Again,
that's speculation. It's someone on TikTok.
Right.
So it's not.
Again, so we don't know.
We really don't know.
We're just saying that. But at the same time.
And I believe I personally think that if you cannot put yourself on a ride, off the ride, I don't know if you should be riding it. Especially these intense high G-forced roller coasters.
I feel that you can't. I don't know if they will be able to. Remember, this is Florida we're talking about. This is DeSantis, Florida. You take that to court, try to put it to the Supreme Court. It is not going in your favor at all. So I know that's not going to work. But I mean, if Universal just wants to move on and they don't really care, they could do a drop in a bucket, or they could do what Six Flags did and be like, no, I ain't giving you nothing.
We ain't giving you shit.
And then
we're going to trial.
We're going to trial.
It's actually, I saw the date was October 5th, so it's in a few weeks.
So, I mean, we're going to see what happens with that. But but really, not traditionally, really, it's in black and white. It says if you have heart conditions, if you have circulatory conditions, if you are pregnant, if you are it says you should not be riding this ride, period. Period. And so you saw that and you took a calculated measurement and said, I want to risk myself in order to ride this ride. Is then the ride responsible for if something happened? Now, if something fell off of the ride, and that was the blood for it. See, that's why we're waiting for the investigation, the autopsy, and all of this stuff, so that we absolutely could definitively know, was it now if something on the ride was loose, now if something did that, like on the ride, that might make them responsible. But if it was something where he's a paraplegic and his body was loose and it was just going all over the place, and that's how there was blunt force trauma, that's not something that I believe that they can't say, oh yeah, I'm at fault for your passing out on a ride where we know, and I'm going to put the video of Stardust Racers, POV of Stardust Racers, where there is intense G-forces.
I didn't mean to say
okay.
So the ride it's
not more than Velocicoaster, right?
So that ride is mostly camelback. So it's almost like a B&M Hyper on a smaller scale. It's an airtime machine. With 2 launches and I think 1 or 2 inversions.
Right. So it's not really.
It's not like.
It's not a Velocicoaster.
It's not like those of you that have been on intimate hydraulic launches. An LSM launch cannot come close to the G-forces on an intimate hydraulic launch. That's why they're going away. During when King the Car was in its testing, they had to redo the launch 2 or 3 times because the test dummies kept breaking their necks. So it's no place near the G-forces exerted on the body.
Right.
Intimate hydraulic launch, and these are magnetic launches.
Right. So you can't. So
it's intense enough.
Right. It's intense enough for it to be in that high tier.
To be thrilling.
Right. Yeah. And so they're not going to. And if that's the case, then it was just that you passed out because remember you see those slingshots. There's slingshot. You see the video of the people in a slingshot. They pass out
because it's all of those positive and negative.
It's negative positive, negative G-forces. So if you've ever seen a slingshot and you see those videos where the people like this and then people are laughing and this and the other, at the person that passed out, that's the reason why. So if his body was like that on the ride, is that the fault? Because
people can say, well, it could be their fault. Like, what's with the restraint? Why isn't it fully holding my torso in and allowing me to do
but
that?
at the same time, you knew that like it's not a secret of the restraints. Not a secret.
And considering no one else had any episode on the vehicle, everyone came back fine. So
no, I'm just saying, you see the ride, you see what, and you know you're a paraplegic. Paraplegic meaning that you're like your whole body, right?
Your upper body is mobile, but your lower body is not.
It's not. Your upper body, paraplegic, it depends.
You can't walk.
You can't walk, but you can move your arms and stuff like that. So, I mean...
And people that are uninformed and ill-informed are making comments about the type of restraint. So I want to educate you all again. It uses lap bar restraints.
Lap bar. So it's on the lap.
I haven't looked at it, but I don't think it's it's not a dual redundancy lap bar restraint like RMC, but it's like time travel because it's smart.
Yeah.
A lot of roller coaster manufacturers are doing away with the over the shoulder restraints. Even B&M and their hyper and giga coaster models, they have clamshell lap bar restraints.
Yes. So they don't a lot of coasters.
So it's extremely common.
A lot of coasters don't have that.
Mach's most intense roller coasters being the Ride to Happiness in Belgium and its sister coaster Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City have similar constraints.
But a lot of coasters, I think Pandemonium even has like just a lap.
Sky Rush. Top Thrill 2.
Has
the original Top Thrill Dragster had a lap bar.
It's a lap. It's so your upper torso is going to, so if you do...
that's why these parks have test seats, so you can see what you're getting into. And
they have multiple warnings.
If you look at this, if you're looking at the ride and you're seeing how fast it's going, and then you see the test seat, and you say to yourself, "Is this all that's really holding me in there?"
My question is, did he know? Because
apparently he had ridden it several times that day.
But what I'm saying is, did he know that he had a circulatory condition that could potentially make him? No, that's what the question is going to be. Let's say if they do go and sue, the question will be then, does he know that he has a circulatory condition?
What if he doesn't?
Then I don't know. Well,
it's common for paraplegics,
right? So
it's because of
your blood.
Part of your blood flow is upward mobility.
Yes, and so basically, what I'm saying is, if he knew that, hey, I could potentially lose consciousness on this ride, or I take medication for my circulatory condition.
Well, he was taking medication for his spinal injury,
right? So.
We know that too.
But they do have
warnings. According to his
warnings.
girlfriend.
But they do have warnings and stuff that these things can cause blah, 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 blah. Here's the side effects of blah, blah, blah. And so they do that as to cover their asses, right? Yeah. So they know if something happens, hey, we're not responsible. So is that the same thing? And that's what, they're going to be asking, like, hey, did he know that might be a side effect if he gets too excited or too much into the thing? Will that cause you to lose consciousness or this and the other? That would be a big question.
Yeah, but it also depends on the state you're into. There's a theme park called Glenwood Caverns. I think it's in Colorado, and they have multiple lawsuits against them for injuries and things of the sort from past
but remember they don't have
but because of the state and the people that sue Glenwood continuously lose. So this is why I'm saying
too.
Florida.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the state, because you're saying like, oh, I could just sue Universal. It's still in Florida.
So
let's say if they sue, they could say, well, in the state of Florida, they allow for
But
us
how do
to
we know they're going
have.
to sue anything? But then I heard that again. This is conjecture. We've heard that
Conjecture.
the father is lawyered up. So I don't know.
Well, we don't know, but I'm saying.
I mean, I would too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, everybody. Of course, I think. Yeah, I think they will lawyer up one
Yeah.
because they're going to get a lot of questions. They need to have a lawyer present.
Yeah.
They're going to be getting a lot of stuff, PR and things. There's going to be a lot of things involved in that. So,
And I'm sure Universal has their lawyers ready as
re-
well. Ready and waiting.
Waiting.
With bated breath.
Yes, they have been waiting for
Waiting.
this. So, I don't know. Tell us what you think in the comments about this. Let me make sure I make this absolutely clear. I'm not trying to shame anybody that has ADA or anything like that. I think is when used properly, it is a very, very awesome tool to have for our disabled patrons and things like that. But, however, I do want to make sure that you understand that because you are ADA does not mean that you do not have, or you don't think that there might be some limitations.
Yeah.
And you have to be very careful about your limitations.
Yeah.
You can't just use the ADA and just think it's a pass to go do everything and anything you want. And I'm saying you have to understand that there is a huge risk because you're doing something that's medically something that could potentially harm you, and you have to be understanding and willing to accept those limitations.
Yeah, but it's easier said than done. You know, people. You know, I've never been disabled. You know, but I'm sure that if I were to become disabled, I would still want to live my life as close to it was in the past as possible. I know that's all not.
But then you have to understand.
Then
you have to understand, and it might take a while for you to also accept that there may be some things that are just not in the cards, or that even if they are in the cards, that you have to understand the risk that's involved with it and be okay with the risk.
I don't know if it's up for the parks to determine that anything past what the law tells them they can or cannot do, because otherwise it's discriminatory.
Right. They can't.
So,
well, my question though is there, or should there be more regulations in how and what people they can allow to be on the rides? And what I'm asking is just imagination wise. Just imagine. If there was, would it be right, or would you think that it will be a very wrong thing to say for a theme park, hey, if you have such conditions, you cannot ride this ride, because we do not want to be liable if something medically was to happen to you.
It's a difficult line for them to
well, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking, imagination wise.
Yeah.
Do you think it may be right? Let's say you're prone to strokes. You have a disability that makes you liable for a brain aneurysm. Should you be allowed to ride a ride that has lots of negative and G-forces and barrel rolls to possibly end up killing you? Should you be allowed? Or should you be 6-7 months pregnant?
Well, that's clear.
No, well,
they put it on
it
there.
No, but is it really then clear? Because will they say, no, you can't ride the ride?
I don't think they will.
But should you have a 7-month baby in the womb riding Stardust Racers? I mean,
I don't think so.
But,
honestly, I think being pregnant is one of those things that are on their signs. I've seen it on the sign.
Right, it's on the signs, but also
Will they
what's
be
on
turned
the
away?
sign? What's on the sign
Is
is
not
you're
always enforced. And will they be turned away if they come up to the gate and the rider, I'm sorry, can't. I don't know, maybe they will, maybe they won't.
If you're 5 months pregnant, should you be?
Universal's about the experience and making people happy, so I can easily see them trying to accommodate someone. I don't know, but
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, please put it in the comments. I just need some clarification. I wanted to hear from you because sometimes, when I say these kind of things, we'll kind of like, oh, I don't want to get into that and this and the other. And I kind of look sideways at it because I kind of say like, hey, maybe this might not be the best place for you if you're a person that's about to have a stroke.
go to Disney.
I just
I'm kidding.
No. I'm just saying, should you be at the most thrilling coaster in the park when you've had a stroke? I don't know.
It goes back to the individual,
But we all know that individuals cannot be trusted to make decisions on their own life.
Well, yeah, we know that, but
And that's what I'm saying. It is a personal responsibility, and therefore should it be the liability of the park. It is personal.
If you get a good enough attorney, they can spin it so it's to the liability of the park.
But with Universal's lawyers, that will not happen.
We don't know. I just think it's too close to tell. One thing I do know, I don't see this ride opening up. Till at least October, mid to late October.
Maybe October,
because there has been a fatality on another roller coaster, the New Texas Giant. Shortly after it opened in Texas, someone was ejected. It was an RMC when RMC was in its infancy. I threw up RMC. I'm sorry, but the New Texas Giant.
You say you threw up.
A lady was ejected from the New Texas Giant in Six Flags Over Texas, and the ride was closed for 2 months. So they did a redesign of the restraints, and
look, we're going in November. So all I know is Stardust Racers better be open.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
We're not doing that. He didn't say that. The park would be just as good as if Stardust Racers was still closed.
I've been waiting.
We go there.
I've been waiting,
and we can go another time.
I'm just putting it out there.
I would.
You have your opinion. I have mine.
I'll say
I'm
this.
just saying.
I would be surprised if they. I would be very surprised if they reopened that ride before the end of September. I would not be surprised if it's still closed by the time we go. That's what I'm saying. So
I would be very surprised and very disappointed. And yes,
hey,
we have. I understand.
I understand the disappointment. I understand the
condolences all the way around.
Because
just saying,
people. We're one of those people that are coming from very far,
and people planned their lives and stuff like that, and vacations, and. Yeah, I'm just, you know what? Okay, smile. Smile and wave, yes.
Thank you. I will be very surprised if they open that ride before the end of September.
Right. So we'll see what the investigation happens. If we get something, we'll probably make it a short or something and put it on YouTube and just take our reaction because it's hard doing
more
these podcasts.
Universal news on the lighter note.
Yes.
At Universal Studios Florida, its sister park, Halloween Horror Nights is a smash hit. It's continuing to be a smash hit. However, it's been overselling. So much so that they'll turn off the online sales, continue selling at the gate, and then people who purchase tickets get turned away at the gate. So that's been happening.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I think they need to really rein that in.
They need to rein that in. But it's
quickly.
And as we said this in the podcast last week when Halloween Horror Nights started, but they're blaming a lot of their success on vloggers and social media personalities.
That's what it is, and
Universal
they need to start
knows
listening.
that.
Six Flags, listen to us.
But those of you that do not know, Halloween Horror Nights is the most visible Halloween event probably in the country. It's the most heavily funded.
Sure is.
They put their they use 10 of their largest sound stages for their haunted houses. I've seen some POVs of them. They look crazy.
And this is in Florida, right?
The Universal Studios Florida.
Mm.
Yeah, Universal Studios Florida. It'll be gone by the time we get there.
Yeah, we sure are gone.
But it's at the OG original because they have the 3 parts.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder why they don't hold it at Islands. I wonder if they're going to extend it into. Epic's too new, but I think it suits the OG Universal Studios Florida because of the sound stages and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But also, shortly after Universal announced its demolition permits, demolition walls have already been spotted in the Lost Continent. So something's happening.
Is there a picture? I'm gonna.
It's a red construction.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that picture so we can put it up here so you can see.
Yeah, it's a red construction wall that's been spotted like a week after they filed their demolition permits. They do not play.
This is Universal's time. Disney, I think I think this decade is going to be the decade of Universal. Disney has a lot going on with the thing that's happened with Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, yeah.
People have been picketing outside of Disney World and Disneyland.
$3 billion. They've lost so far over $3 billion so far.
And the Disney parks were already struggling.
Those parks are struggling.
So,
like, Disney...
Come on, Disney.
Your life, get it.
But I do think this is going to be, I think 2025 to 2030. I mean, Universal already said we have Mark Woodbury, the CEO of Universal Parks, said we have a highly aggressive 10-year plan where we plan on adding attractions every year at all of our parks. So we don't know what Disney's doing. By the time Epic Universe built a whole park while Disney has been still been planning stages of a Villain's Land. They built a whole park. So come on, Disney, what y'all doing?
I mean, look, at this point, have you been seeing some of maybe I'll show us some of the videos of Disney parks recently? Like, there is no waits at any of their rides.
Also, if you're a Florida resident through the month of early December, you will be able to go to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the Animal Kingdom for $70 each, which is cheaper. It's not Magic Kingdom is not included in that, but that's cheaper than Dollywood. $70.
They're getting desperate.
$70 for Disney's Animal Kingdom. For Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios, also $70.
I think, dude, I think they are also
$70.
No. Anyway, I think they are also they are also seeing how the economy is penny pinching because for the past few years it's been all this Disney overinflation.
It's crazy.
So it was like years. It's been crazy. I think people just had enough of it, and they're really showing their asses right now.
Yeah,
they're showing their asses, and so Disney's like, "Oh shit."
And Mark Woodbury has openly said that, the CEO of Universal, we're taking Disney's market share, and judging from
they're taking them really badly. And so I don't know what Disney's about to do.
They better build this land fast, whatever the hell it is.
They better just go ahead and just throw it together.
Throw it together.
Throw it together. Put it together.
Put it in the Magic Kingdom. It needs new rides.
Yes, put whatever you need. Just go and get it because these people are not coming to your parks, and it's not going to be good. I'm just like, wow, it's such a turnaround.
Another major park that's been getting tons and tons of investment is the crown jewel of the United Parks chain, SeaWorld Orlando.
Yes.
Which is the most visited non-Disney park. Actually, it's tied. I'm sorry. I did find out recently that it was tied with Knott's Berry Farm as being the most visited non-Disney park in the country, or Universal Park. Because when it comes to those two parks, they're in a league of their own as far as attendance. So it's Disney, Universal, then there's everyone else. SeaWorld Orlando and Knott's are at the top of everyone else. And SeaWorld Orlando is the crown jewel of the United Parks, and they treat it as such. Let me tell you, they're getting a new attraction for 2026.
When we went, it kind of was sucky, but I'm just going to say
aesthetically, the park was
great.
Breathtaking,
but
beautiful.
The operations were horrible. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
What we missed was all of the ass-shaking concerts they've had.
That was San Diego.
Oh, that was SeaWorld San Diego?
Yes.
Oh.
That was in Orlando.
Oh, man. That would have been better. Oh, well.
What?
Well, SeaWorld San Diego has a whole bunch of ass-shaking concerts and twerking.
They were like,
Lil Jon.
They were going. I was like, yes.
Y'all.
Go ahead, twerk.
But in 2016, they opened up their Hypercoaster Mako. 2018, they opened up their raft ride, Infinity Falls. In 2019, they opened up a whole new family section that also included a kiddie coaster, their Sesame Street Village, that we skipped. In 2022, they opened Icebreaker from Premier Rides. 2023, Pipeline, which we love. Pipeline, the surf coaster. 2024, they opened Penguin Track, which when we went, they had a power outage, so we never got to ride it. 2025, they opened Expedition Odyssey, which when we were there, it was closed down. And in 2026, they're opening a new suspended dark ride called SeaQuest, Legends of the Deep. So now the park will have three indoor attractions. Well, aside from the aquariums.
Yeah, because that was inside.
Yeah, they have 2 indoor dark rides. So I think that's excellent.
I think it's excellent that they're making so much investment. I think it's excellent.
It's something every single year.
But aesthetically, it's very pleasing. I love the park itself. It's just, it was a very magical moment seeing those orcas and seeing all the fishes and sharks and all the sea turtles. And a lot of stuff. It was just a very magical place.
Walking into SeaWorld Orlando, it's aesthetically one of the more beautiful parks. I've seen, it looks like a marina, has this huge lake in the center that is an outlier.
It's just it's
a beautiful
park.
But them operations, and it's funny because everyone compares United Parks operations to Six Flags, but they charge you more. So Blackstone is running United Parks into the ground. They cut $50 million in operating costs last year, and they've already committed to cutting another $20 million in operating.
So wait, I'm sorry. United Parks is owned now by Blackstone?
That's the parent company.
Why is everybody being owned by
it's a capital investment company or something like that?
What did they call those companies? Capital, not a capital.
Venture capital.
Venture capitalists.
Yeah.
That's what they did? Why? Why is every company selling to these venture capitalists?
And then they run them into the ground. So last year.
Why did they do that?
Yeah. So last year they cut $50 million in operating costs, and they already said they're cutting $20 million for 2026.
Why do they do that?
They're cutting the guest experience. So you have these parks that look aesthetically gorgeous, but they can barely have one person go up and down the side. The dispatches for Iron Gwazi are the worst. That 3-minute dispatches.
That's Iron Gwazi. That's Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Yeah.
Their sister park.
Yeah.
Iron Gwazi has some of the worst dispatches I've ever seen in my life. 3 to 4 minutes to dispatch a train. And they were casually just walking up and down. I mean, it was laughable. SeaWorld Orlando, laughable operations. The parks,
it was terrible.
the parks are too. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is even getting. People have been complaining about that lately. Like these parks are too premium for them to run like that.
But why are they owned by
a venture capitalist?
Yes,
I don't know.
No, just say it. Like
I don't know, but like these operating costs are clearly
maybe
labor.
we should do
it's
a deep
clearly
dive.
labor.
Maybe is there a video? Maybe we should do a deep dive into why SeaWorld or the United
Parks and
are
entertainment
owned
resorts.
by venture capitalists. For what? Like are they? Maybe they're that much in debt. That much in debt.
They're one of their top investors, and they bought up a lot of the shares or something like that. So they make a lot of decisions for the company as a whole because they're giving most of the money for the investment. So they can say, well, we're cutting costs here, 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 and all of those costs always end up being labor. So those problems where you don't have people mining the lines and things like and rides going down because they don't have enough people to maintain them. Same thing happening at Cedar Point and the Six Flags Park. They might have. I feel like they should have merged.
What are you talking about?
Six Flags should have merged with United Parks. Like I feel like operationally, United Parks is closer to them than the Cedar Fair chain was.
Well, well, that's their dumb fault for doing that. No.
I always
move on.
Thought, I don't know, but SeaWorld Orlando, kudos to United for treating them like the crown jewel that it is. It's a beautiful park. We just wish it was ran better.
Yeah.
Dollywood has confirmed the largest investment in the park's history, a $50 million indoor dark ride coaster hybrid called the Night Flight Expedition. Let me tell you all a little bit about this attraction. So it is a indoor dark ride. It's estimated at $50 million. It's going to be in the Wildwood Grove section of Dollywood. Mock rides. So this is a prototype. Apparently it was introduced. This is conjecture, but I heard that it was introduced in France, and they were initially bidding for it to be at Epic Universe. Conjecture. I heard this on TikTok.
Conjecture. Let's speak in conjecture.
But it's believable.
What do they say?
So it's a prototype attraction, which means it's going to have some breakdowns.
A lot.
But it's cost a lot of money. It's the largest investment in the park's history. So the concept is an immersive journey through the Smoky Mountains at night to search for bioluminescence, with different sections simulating a mountain ascent, a whitewater splash, and a special lake. So it's 4 different experiences in this ride. Its max speed is, I know you're not gonna like this, 29 miles per hour. Nearly 3 stories high, so it's all indoors in about 55,000 square foot. That big building that they're building is the new attraction. 1,255 feet of track, and the ride duration is long. It's almost 6 minutes long. 11 ride vehicles, 10 passengers per vehicle, and this is a family ride because it's 39 inches. That's just over 3 feet. And it's a lap bar restraint, but it's 4 distinct experiences. A roller coaster scaling a mountain, so it'll have a flying section. Splashing through a lake, it'll have a water section, and a roller coaster section with a few drops. Okay. So it sounds, I
hate the fact that they're just always just doing family stuff.
So I'm gonna touch on that.
I'm so tired of it.
We haven't been to Dollywood in about 2 years, so we are gonna go back and check out this attraction. But a quote that I saw that someone in the industry made. I saw this on Facebook. Family rides are bread and butter for parks. I want your opinion on this quote.
No.
Family rides are bread and butter for parks at this point, and the parks know it. Get a family of 4 in there, and they will almost always spend an additional $200 plus on merchandise, food and beverage. The thrill rides are a gimmick at this point. What do you think about that quote?
Tell that to Alpine Fury. Okay, tell that to Canada's Wonderland that saw a 20% spike.
10%.
I
thought it was 10%.
No, it's 20. 20% spike in attendance based off of one fucking ride. which was Alpenfury, which is a thrill coaster. I'm getting so sick and tired of these people thinking that just because you have 4 people, meaning mother, dad, brother, and sister, you think that all of them are spending $200. No, the father is spending $200 to give to the brother, the sister, and the mother. Okay, you're not getting $200 each from each of those kids. Okay, I'm getting so sick and tired of it. If you're getting,
he's not a fan of
no,
family
I'm not.
rides.
If you're getting more people coming in to ride one ride, you're getting people from all over. You're getting, you're getting more bang for your buck because all of them are going to be coming from everywhere because of the vloggers like us, because of the people in social media that are hyping the fuck out of your rides. They're not going to be hyping the fuck out of a little ride that's for little kids. Nobody's going to be doing that. Okay, you're banking on the fact that this father is spending $200 extra. You're banking on that, and it's not the way to go. Stop doing that. Start getting these people coming from everywhere. Remember, we're in a fertility crisis in the country. People ain't having kids.
Mm-mm. And I'll say this to add on to what you're saying. If you are a park and you cannot effectively come up with ways to increase revenue and spending from everyone that's walking through your gates, not just families, then you need to come up with better ways to get people to spend more money and not just depend on fickle families that may or may not show up at your parks. I spend money at parks every time I go.
Every time we go.
Every time we eat in the parks. We leave with shirts and all types of paraphernalia. We take the pictures.
Do you think if you have all of these people coming from everywhere just to ride Alpenfury because it is so hyped up? They came from everywhere. Like that right there should have been proof that people are still hungry for something thrill rides.
Look at the 2 big roller coasters at Disney, Tron and Cosmic Rewind. And you know, everyone wants to poop on Disney and their thrill rides. But when they do get a ride that even has moderate thrills like Tron and Guardians, they become the most popular rides in the park in a place that really doesn't do thrill rides.
Yes.
I'm just
getting tired of these executives thinking that these fathers...
If you can't figure out how to get everyone that's walking through the park to empty their wallets, then that's on you as the park to figure out how to do it. And don't just cater to one new segment of the park going public just because you think that they're giving more money, which on paper at the time they might very well be. But try to get money from everyone. That's your job.
I'm getting sick and tired of it, and it's not making me want to go to these parks because I'm not going there to sit there and go on these family rides. I'm going for thrills, and a lot of people are going for thrills.
However, this is a prototype cutting edge attraction. So, and we haven't been to Dollywood in a couple of years. And I mean, they do have some great rides.
I'm just getting tired. This is the second year that they have a family coaster.
A family attraction.
A family attraction.
Big Bear Mountain.
I'm just getting tired of it. And I think they need to stop thinking that everything has to just be geared to families.
But I think Dollywood's goal is to become the Disney of the South. And I think that's her vision. I think that's Hershen's vision, is to become the family park Disney of the South, which means they're going to need more lower intensity.
But they already have a lot of lower intensity rides. They do.
But do they?
Yes, they have the fire station, the launch, and
oh yeah, they have that.
They have Big Bear Mountain.
That was pretty fun.
Yes, they have Big Bear Mountain. They have this new
kiddie coaster.
Yeah, they have stuff. They have stuff.
Wildwood Grove is a whole kids area.
They have stuff.
Dragon Flyer.
I'm just saying, if you as an executive think that that's the way to go, I'm saying you're gonna see those parks that do put thrill coasters in get more increased revenue because those people are going to be flocking to those parks. And I just think that executives need to stop bullshitting and understand that they have to find ways to get both. If you have a well-balanced park, then that's good. But if you're just gonna sit there and do little family coasters, you're gonna end up like Disney. And right now, Disney's not the where you want to be right now.
No.
Okay, because we know and we see already that the crowds are getting really thin. But for some reason, Canada's Wonderland is seeing increases. And Universal is seeing increases. I wonder why that is. It's like, come on.
But it might be a fun ride. We'll see. I'm
We'll
excited
see.
to try it out. Hopefully, when
I just want the
go,
bread.
it'll be up
That's
and
all I
running.
want. I want the cinnamon
And lightning
bread.
rod.
And I like lightning rod, but I just would have liked that accelerated lift. I just would
The
have.
launch.
Yeah, the launch lift. I would have liked to have experienced that. And
I think the chain lift. I mean, you were screaming your ass off.
I was screaming on my ass off on it, but that was on the down part. So I would like to scream my ass off on the
Going
up,
up.
and then down.
You know what I thought they were going to do, but they had already spent, I think they had gotten tired of RMC because they had already spent so much money. There were people online saying that they thought that, the steel truss lift hill that...
Sky Rush.
No, that Wildcats Revenge has, that Iron Gwazi has, those steel lift hills.
That's like...
Well, the people thought that they were going to reinvent the lift hill to be a steel structure so they could keep the launch on it, because the problem with the launch was always the fact that the wood is moving. So they would have alignment issues with the launch and it was constantly breaking down. So if you have a steel structure all the way, that'll eliminate the movement and the launch would stay intact.
I thought they would have just gotten what Sky Rush did and just shot everybody up.
A chain lift?
Yeah.
You mean a cable lift?
Yeah, it just go off. I would like that.
I think they wanted to go ahead and continue working with an American company and with RMC.
Boo.
I mean, but then they have a B&M in the park. They have a Gerstlauer in the park. So.
No, they need to start getting more thrills. I'm sorry, this is the second year of a family stuff. If they get a third one, I'm not going. If they do a third one, I'm not going.
Yeah,
Just let you know, I'm not going.
I don't want to disappoint, but I feel like they're...
Nope, I'm not going. That'll be my last year at Dollywood. I'm sorry.
I think they might get another thrill ride, another family ride.
Nope, I'll go to the place that gives me a thrill ride. I think that's what people are going to start doing. Stop giving us little.
I mean, but
Dollywood
does have great rides.
They have great rides, but those rides are getting old. So we've rode those already.
I mean, but
get some new shit.
But they designed them to last for years and years and years. Like,
but
I love Steel Vengeance. I'm always going to enjoy riding that. I'm always going to enjoy riding Fury. I'm always going to enjoy riding certain rides because they're designed to last for
right. But there needs to be the next thrill. So I'm gonna go where the next thrill is.
But that's not. I don't think considering the state of the industry, I do not think they're going to be throwing up thrill rides every few years. And so I think it's going to be fewer and farther in between for these companies now. Herschend just acquired Palace Entertainment Group. And this is a lot of money for them because they acquired debt doing so. So I don't know. I don't know if, they're going to coming up with these rides with the same level of frequency that Universal is. I don't know. But that's all I have for theme park news.
Okay, well... That's it. I think that
was enough.
That was enough. We're like, what, hour, 8 minutes here. We're okay. So let us know what you thought about this episode. Again, our email is Will, WILL, and AND, Dave, DAVE, 2018 at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. And don't forget, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for being part of the Thrill Seeking Teacher family. We're going to call it gang, gang, gang. And we are ready to sayonara and hope you have a wonderful night or day whenever you're watching this. Bye.
Adios, muchachos.